Welcome to JCTV Mid-Missouri Art News, coming to you from the capital city of Jefferson City, Missouri. I'm your host, Rick Jey, and with me today is two special guests, artist Sunny Hodge, a member, active volunteer, and the spokesman today for the 114-year-old Jefferson City Art Club. And artist, as you've probably heard of, Richard Dutton, a well-known watercolor artist in the area. Both people are playing a large role in the world of art in our mid-Missouri area. I would first like to turn to Sunny Hodge on behalf of the Jefferson City Art Club and JCTV, Mid-Missouri Art News, welcoming her. Sunny, can you please tell us a little bit about the highlights of your life that best describes Sunny? Sunny Hodge, I believe it is.
Well, let's start with my most favorite job. When I went to Sedona, Arizona, and became a tour guide for Pink Jeep, and I specialized in Native American spirituality tours, and also about the medicine wheel and the vortexes there. Now, a vortex, many people laugh at that, but it's an actual thing.
Yes.
Where the energy of the earth comes out.
Right.
And there's several places around the world that, and probably in different galaxies too, that have vortexes.
Yes, yes. So that is your favorite job. I do recall first time I saw Miss Sunny Hodge was on an ABC special, and it was called Pink Jeep Tours. Well, I retired from Arizona in 2009, and when I got active with the Jefferson City Art Club, I remembered that face. And I finally asked her about a year later, I says, did you ever drive a Jeep, a pink Jeep? And so here we are, Sunny Hodge, the Pink Jeep Tours driver, and a great special documentary. Well, this is the time we'd like to find a little bit more about Sunny Hodge, your family, special interests, what have you. And shout outs to family are permissible.
Well, we have 7 dogs that when my daughter and her son and her husband are at work, I take care of them. And it's quite interesting and fun and frustrating at the same time.
I can imagine. Well, now I'd like to point out that Sunny is a animal, dog especially, artist, a pet artist. So you'll be seeing quite a few of her pictures of the artwork she's done with her animals. In fact, she's doing one of my Doberman Pinscher Sir, Von Riker, the champion. And so I look forward to seeing that finished copy. Well, let's see, Sunny, can you share with us how you first got interested in art, what has inspired you and continues to inspire you?
Well, when I was living in Sedona, on my free time, I would go around to the different art galleries. And you've been to Sedona, and you know there's hundreds of them. And this one particular gallery was close to Pink Jeep office, and it was accessible. And I would go in and went in there so much that on several occasions I would sort of babysit the gallery for the lady. But I just became enamored with all the paintings, and I never thought about painting at that time. I've always been interested in art and art history.
I see.
And so that's about it. When I came home, after I fell out of my Jeep, I injured my back.
Oh, I see.
And I started painting birdhouses that my you know, flowers and stuff on them.
On them.
And that my dad was building.
And what is your subject, basic favorite subject matter and mediums? I guess birdhouses you'd use some kind of a...
Oh, then I used acrylics.
Acrylics,
But I started out in oils, and acrylics dried too quick for me.
I see.
Because I'm really slow. And it takes me a while to go back and correct and everything. So I pretty much do oils. That's about all I do.
That's my favorite also. Now you have Firecat Studios is for your pet portraits, I understand. Would you like to give us that, your website or an email address, phone number?
Sunny Joy at mchsi.com.
Right.
I don't have a website.
Okay, and that'll flash on your screen. Producer Gloria will make sure that gets up. So, and if you receive phone calls, if you would have commission work, you might give us your phone number if you could.
My cell is 573-353-1204.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Well, do you have any projects now in process, beg your pardon, or a venue for show or for viewing where our viewers could take a look? And
I don't have anything showing. I was featured artist at Capitol Arts last year.
I see.
And the newspaper came, which was really a surprise. They came in and showed the whole thing. But right now, I'm working on Sir.
Sir, yes, the Doberman.
Yeah, and then I have some paintings that I haven't quite finished that I need to finish up.
Now, I understand, as a featured artist, this time period we'll be talking about here in a moment, would be showing at the DMV, but Subette Beck will be hanging in lieu of you hanging, because you basically are out of paintings at the moment for display, which is a nice thing as an artist, moving paintings. So I know I'm so excited about getting Sir's painting, and it's really a reasonable venture in that sense. Well, you're a member of the Jefferson City Art Club since 2007 and very active in assisting in its sponsored programs. May I ask you if and how the Jefferson City Art Club may have inspired you as an artist or a person these last few years?
Well, being around, pardon me, my voice is doing strange things.
I see.
Being around artists is inspiring in itself, because if you see somebody's painting, just something clicks. Well, that's an idea that I could work with, or switch it around, or just being around, or because we speak the same language.
Yes, I understand.
And I prefer artist company, really, because they know what you're talking about.
Now, Sunny spoke of the Capitol Arts on Missouri Boulevard. The Jefferson City Art Club uses that facility as a venue for a lot of shows, and a lot of you viewers may have been there. If not, please keep in touch with Capitol Arts, and here on the art show we'll also let you know when the AC members will be showing there at their different sponsored featured programs throughout the year. Also, Sunny is very good at decorating our outlay, should we say, the food outlay. We always look forward to, she has an art about how to set up a table, should I say. So we always look forward to calling on Sunny to assist us in that respect. So do you know of any sponsored events right now that are upcoming for the Jefferson City Art Club?
Jeffrey Pullman will be our featured artist October 15th. Oh, for the art club. Okay, I'm sorry. Brain drain here.
It's all right.
We've got brain drain, really.
Well, that's all right. I'll help you out. I believe you've got a fling, what we call the fling, which is commemorating and celebrating the 114th year as a art club, Jefferson City Art Club. And so we would probably invite everyone to the fling November 10th this fall. Looking forward to that event. And everyone is invited. There's food and a lot of art, a lot of great people to rub elbows with. In fact, that's where I met Mr. Dutton for the first time at the last fling last fall. And so I'm just honored to have Richard, which we'll turn to in a few minutes and find out what's going on in Mr. Dutton's art world. So as the featured artist on the website, Jefferson City Art website, what periods will you be featured on the Jefferson City Art Club website? Can you share that with us?
Oh, I have no idea when I'll be doing anything.
Okay, you'll be the featured artist according to my research, September 25th through November 5th, 2017.
No, that was for last year.
Well, that's coming up. You'll be the featured artist for 2017, September 25th, November 5th through November 5th, 2017.
Okay.
And that, are you familiar with enough to share with us what the featured artist program is about?
Well, of course, they have a wonderful display of their artwork, and then they'll give maybe a 20-minute talk to the people that come. And it's always very interesting and educational.
So go to Jefferson City Art Club website, that's jeffersoncityartclub-missouri.com, and you'll see that a lot of the photos that she's painted in the past as featured artist from that time period, September 25th to November 5th, 2017, on the Jefferson City Art Club website. Okay. So will be featured there for 6 weeks at that time. For those interested in learning more about the Jefferson City Art Club, can you tell our viewers where and when the art club meets and what they might enjoy when they arrive?
Yes, let me get my notes out here.
Sure.
We meet the second Tuesday of the month. Is that right?
I believe it's the third Monday of each month.
Okay. Talking about brain drains here.
That's all right.
And our next meeting will be September 18th, Monday. And it will be at the Community Christian Church on Ellis Boulevard. The doors will open at 5:30 for a meet and greet. And then at 6 o'clock, we have a carry-in dinner that you can bring whatever you want.
Yes.
Most of the people can bring vegetable dishes or desserts. The board members or the officers of the club always bring meat. And so everybody else can bring, and the desserts are always, I get those first.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's always great food.
Oh, yeah. And please feel free to bring a guest.
Yes,
Yeah.
Please
And if
visit
you're
that.
interested in art and think you might want to join, please come, because it's fun, and the camaraderie with the artist is nice.
And turning for just a second, introducing Mr. Richard Dutton. Richard, you was the presenter there.
Yes, that's how I got started with the art club out here.
Yes. So, do you have anything else to add, Sunny? at this time?
Yes. Janice Bergman, our talented president, will bring supplies to demonstrate how to transfer your sketches to the canvas. And a few of our members are really interested in this. And Janice also gives classes in acrylics and oils and painting and glass fusion. And
Okay, well, super.
that's about it.
All right, thank you for being a guest here on JCTV. It's been really informative and quite a contribution to this show. So I want to thank you very much, Sunny, for being here.
Well, thank you. I apologize for my
These
throat.
cameras seem to do a thing on people once in a while.
No,
but-
I have this
Oh, I see.
quite a bit, sinuses or
Oh,
something.
I understand. Well, you did a great job. Well, after the break, we turn to well-known watercolor artist, Mr. Richard Dutton from the Hallsville, Missouri area, who is planning a big trip to, I understand, overseas. And he'll be telling us all about what to look for on that trip. So after the break, we learn more from the gentleman of interest, Mr. Richard Dutton. Stay with us.
I wasn't always this good. I had a lot to learn. I had to practice. And practice. And practice. Until one day, my dream came true. Sure, it wasn't easy, but it was worth it.
On behalf of the Jefferson City Art Club and the Mid-Missouri Art News, I would like now to introduce watercolor artist Richard Dutton of Hallsville, Missouri. Welcome, Richard. Mr.
Thank you,
Dutton.
Rick.
I guess we always start off with the first question. Richard, can you tell us a little bit of highlights of your life that best describe Richard Dutton? Our viewers really like to identify somewhat at some a part of your life, probably. You've touched someone's life.
Well, I was born and raised in Bethel, Missouri. Some people have heard of that little communal colony up in northeast Missouri.
Yes.
A little small town. And then I ended up teaching up in a college up in Iowa called Indian Hills Community College for 38 years.
Wow.
So spent a long time at one institution, even though I did taught at some other institutions and universities and public schools at various times.
I see. That's quite a background. Now, you have home roots there at Bethel. And family, would you like to say hi to family?
Well, unfortunately, I don't have much family left in the area. I have my wife, Kara,
Well, yes.
and she lives in the area. I'll probably tell my kids to look it up on YouTube, and so they can see it. And I have a son, Brett, and a daughter, Catherine. They live on opposite sides of the world. So.
I see. And which you'll tell us a little bit about. Well, say hi from Mid-Missouri Art News also. Well, can you tell us what inspired you in the beginning to become an artist, maybe as a young man, and what has continued you to
Always find that kind of fascinating. I wish I could find the actual reason, maybe, but I've always enjoyed doing it, and I think that's probably the one thing is that I would sketch. We didn't have art in school when I went to school. Didn't have it. There was a teacher that came in, had some background in art when I was in 8th grade, and she encouraged my art because I'd do it on the side of my math problems. But anyway, something like that.
So she saw the talent
Yes,
firsthand
yes,
early
yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
And then I've started college as pre-med. I always enjoy saying that. I say, doesn't that scare people out there? But anyway, and I took an art course to fill in the course structure. And of course, that's the end of the story there. That was the end of the pre-med business.
So we could say that you're almost a doctor.
Yeah.
I see. Now you will be edited into the program as some of your artwork, and I think people will find that fascinating. Are there any special, a couple pieces you'd like to point out?
There's one St. George Bridge in Budapest, which I've included in the images. And I was down there, even started raining while I was doing that one. And that's a very famous view in that part of the world, in Czechoslovakia. And I've traveled a lot, and I do plein air paintings on site. And I've done them for years and years. And of course, plein air means painting right on the site, right there, and grabbing the imagery that you want to show and see. And that's one of my favorite paintings. I have it hanging in my studio to this day. And then I've included some other ones, like Sunny talked about being out west and all the lore and just how they look at the earth. And I've hired Indian guides and went in certain places. Signs where they say go away. Well, I hired an Indian guide. I got to go in that area and really admire the people and the way that they look at the earth and the environment and so forth like that. And I've tried to incorporate that to a degree spiritually into my paintings.
Yes. Now, in your presentation, I was so impressed by your travels and the different plein air paintings, which you'd see your vast skills within all the different mediums and subject matter. So I think our viewers will be impressed also. Now, do you have a trip planned? I guess you should want to share that with us.
We're going to Dubai and India in October.
Yes.
The Emirates in the Middle East, and our son lives there, so that's really why. Well, I like to travel any place I get a chance to.
Exactly.
They say we want to go here, I'll go there. But
and we'll be inviting you back after that trip, hopefully next year, to take a look at those.
I'll do some plein air paintings.
Super.
Another painting I included in the imagery is the Mocaine Landing, which is not very far from here. And it was done in a plein air event that was done out of the art house in Fulton. So I paint in the area too, not just in Budapest or wherever. I do a lot of plein air painting. I really like doing that, right on site.
Some down-home paintings, in other words, that our viewers definitely can identify with, maybe even recognize through the presentation here today. Do you have any venue now?
Well, actually, I've got a list of them here, and there's probably too many to mention. But
upcoming,
I have a show at the Talking Horse Theater in Columbia. And it's all abstract, which is a little unusual. But I have some others. I'm going to have some paintings in the Missouri Watercolor Society show, which will be at the Missouri Historical Society, Boone Historical Galleries, and Historical on the south side of Columbia.
Yes.
And I'll have 3 pieces in that show. Now, that'll have maybe 100 to 150 pieces in it from all over. It's an international organization, so hard to tell where they're all going to be. Then I show at Art House and do a workshop over there, and I'm going to do one for Columbia Art League too.
The Art House is in Fulton, Missouri.
Yes, Fulton, Missouri, and then Columbia Art League in Columbia. I'm going to do some watercolor workshops there in the next year.
So you can see that Richard has a vast variety of venues right now where you can see his work firsthand, from eye to canvas, shall we say, and then naturally here on the show. Well, Richard, we're about to run out of time, so we'll begin to close. Do you have a website, email address?
Yes,
well,
just Dutton Watercolor, or get it. Now, you might get my sister-in-law too, so because she paints. But anyway, it's www.duttonwatercolor.com. .com. And I really like Sunny talking about when she was in Sedona about the Indian, all the lore in the area. That's real fascinating. You kind of have to dig around for it.
Spirituality.
Pink Jeeps always helps.
Yes, it does. Sunny, do you have any question for Richard before we close with Richard?
No, but not right now, but when our meeting comes up on the 18th, are you going to be able to make that?
I cannot make it. I just looked on the calendar and I can't make it
Oh.
this year. I'm really booked until I go over there. When you start going someplace else in the world and you're gone for a long time, you run out of time pretty quick.
Oh, I bet.
It kind of bottles up.
Can imagine.
And maybe they can put a last image like the Nocturne Journey, which is one of my abstract pieces, which I really like.
Oh, it sounds
Yeah.
awesome. Now,
He's
we're going
got
to be
s-
at the Fling this year, the 2017 Fling, in November 10th.
Now that, I might. I think that's the one I went to last year.
Yes.
And that was very enjoyable. By the way, the food's pretty good.
Yes, it is. And Sunny's outlay is just
Yes.
just really draws you to the table, doesn't it? Well, Richard, on behalf of the Jefferson City Art Club, which hopes really to bring together all art lovers and enthusiasts in mid-Missouri through this program, I want to thank you so much for contributing
Thank
to
you,
the
Rick.
Mid-Missouri Art News, making it a learning and informational experience for all. And again, thank you, Sunny Hodge, for being my guest today.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Next featured guest here on Mid-Missouri Art News are artist Gail Levian of Jefferson City and Ron Ferkel of Washington, Missouri,
He's
also
great.
a watercolor artist. And before that, we have two Spotlight of the Arts show programs with a spotlight on a sculpture, Phil Jones from the Jefferson City area. That's October 4th. And then on the 11th of October, we'll be taping a gentleman named Mr. Brian Sammons, who is will be the spokesperson for the Lincoln University. He'll be sharing with us what is happening in the arts world at Lincoln University. So thank you, JCTV, producer Gloria Enlow, and thank you, viewers, for watching. Look for more Mid-Missouri Art News right here on JCTV and on YouTube. I'm Rick Jey saying, see you next time.